Okay, so we're on to another part of this adventure, pulling the transmission. So, there's a fuel crossover line you gotta contend with right here. You got the one end off cap and plugged. I'll go ahead and get this is what they call the strut here. Josie, what you think, babe? Sure is a good dog. I sure am proud of that one. Okay. Now, that unbolts the ECM and the whole damn thing, huh? Didn't really want to take the ECM and stuff off. Not really. Because then I'd have to unplug the ECM. So maybe we'll unbolt this from the ECM. I think it'd be the right thing to do. Stroker Ace over there. Hot rod diesel pickup. Stroker Ace. Hey, let's put the control module right on top of the transmission. Yay. Let's do that. Hey, wouldn't that be a good idea? I guess it's better on the side of the engine where all the heat is. I guess that's a better alternative for it. Yeah, we gotta get that unbolted over there. Let's see, I had a bar. Put this bar in here. Well, it's not really working the way I wanted it to. Man, I'm all fingers today. Ah. Okay, so I need to. Okay. Oh, that broke loose. I think I can get my impact on them other ones. I just can't get in this way with the impact. Get this here drive line on out of here, like I said. I got a radiator out of a 2000, what is it, like a, it's got to be like a 15 or 16 Western Star 4900 with a DD13 in it. And that guy there's pretty mechanically inclined, but on the same token there, some of these guys, they don't understand. You know, I pulled it out for him, and I told him it's going to be a couple days before I can get there, back to it. So I told him, I said, you know, he called me last night, and it hasn't been 2 days, it was like 12 hours. And, I told him last night all the shit that I had going on, you know. I said, man, I told him about this tractor that I had to get the cab off and get the transmission out of. And so he calls me this morning after I talked to him last night at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I just got back. I had to go do an air conditioner on a 7210R tractor. And anyway, he calls me this morning. Well, did you get everything done on that tractor? And I said, do you realize that that's like, you know, a lot of work? They don't understand the amount of work that's involved in doing one of these. A lot of people don't get that at all. They're time consuming. There's a lot of shit you're pulling off and taking off of here. I was listening. You know, I get notifications when these guys make comments, you know, on the videos. And this guy, just one comment after another, and it wasn't all he could say during the whole process. You need this, you need that, you need this, you need that. You know, the whole frickin' time. You know, it's like Jesus. Every video he watched, well, you need this, and you need to get this, and Jesus, just shut the fuck up, man. Tired of listening to you. You need to fucking you need to get a life and quit telling everybody else what they need. How's that sound to you? Yeah, I probably don't get the amount of subscribers and stuff that some of these other channels do, because these guys are like politicians. All these other YouTubers are, you know, they ought to be running for senator or congressman up there, because they'll sit there and they'll put up with all this shit just so they don't lose subscribers, you know. Same with them politicians. They don't want to offend anybody, and you know, maybe they won't get voted in next time. That's the way all these YouTubers are. Don't want to offend nobody, don't want to lose any subscribers. I don't really give a shit. I mean, the extra money is okay from this thing so far, but when it becomes to where it's not worthwhile, I don't really care. I'll move along and do something else. I was eating and breathing and shitting long before YouTube came around, I'll tell you that. Tell you what I'm fixing to do in a minute, though. I am fixing to turn that big fan on and blow some air over here. It's freaking hot. I'm sweating my ass off. I probably could have got that cordless. I was sitting there thinking I probably could have got that cordless one in there once I got it loose and zipped them out of there and sped things up. Oh well. If there's one thing you're going to see on this channel, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to show you what they call reality. All this other shit you're seeing, you know, and I found that that's most prevalent with Americans. They want you to blow smoke up their ass and show you this rosy picture and everything's nice and neat, and they don't like reality. Reality just really sucks for them. This thing called reality TV is really not reality. That's a bunch of bullshit. So if you want to see reality, yeah, come over, I'll show it to you. Everything doesn't always go as planned. I don't work in some big fancy shop that has every amenity known to man provided for me by somebody else with their checkbook. I wonder what's holding. There's a bracket right, bolt right here. Well, I guess it was a nice thought. It's a nice thought. What is holding this pile of shit? Pile of shit. Pile of shit. It's pile of shit. Come on. Bring it all at once, Josie. A pile of shit. Got a pile of shit. Okay, we gotta get the clip off of the Bowden cable. That's one thing that has to happen. Okay, now you gotta get all this bullshit unplugged. Lots of bullshit. Fuel tank sending unit. Ooh, he said unit. Oh, don't mess with my unit, woman. Okay. Alright. How many of these plugs look identical? Quite a few of them. So here's where we gotta mark things, because everything looks the same kind of plug, so we don't get shit mixed up. Let me get some different colored zip ties or something and mark all this garbage. Okay, hard to believe they're even still making white zip ties. You know how that is. White zip ties are racist. Surprised they haven't discontinued them. Somebody sure to report me over that one. Put a white zip tie there. Wish I had a shorter one. Wasn't wasting so much, but I don't have one in that variety. It is what it is. Then I will put a white zip tie over here. Now, black zip ties. I can unplug this pile of shit. And you know what? I won't even put a zip tie on the last one, because I should be able to figure out where the last one goes. Usually using my keen reasoning and logic abilities. I might not have to get this chainsaw and I may not have to get a chainsaw and get the transmission out to get more views, but I will get this transmission out properly and on time. Or run it out of oil intentionally so I can blow it up so I can get more views. I won't even do that. I'll actually fix it and produce something. Okay. All that horse shit is undone. Now we have a pressure switch down here. Got a bunch of brackets on it. This kind of bracket has to be unbolted. You're not just going to pull that off. Process of getting all the wires. I have to get this ground wire off of here. Ooh, look at that! Look at you. Battery. Oh, battery. Got that ground wire off wire. Okay. Nice conglomeration of the shit you have there. You got the here's that one sensor I was telling you about. changed them before, and with the cab on, you can change them. They're a pain in the ass. Ow, my hand cramping up. Ow. What else do we got? Bracket on the side of the transmission. There's a bracket clear down on the side of the transmission. Down in there, the wires go down to the wheel speed sensor, which is under here. Under here. And a mechanical front wheel drive solenoid right there. Bungholio. Need tippy for the bunghole. Here's your wheel speed sensor. Slammed up into this shit pile. Oh, hey. Gotta get it undone. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like the way you unplugged that. Oh. And then take this shit box off here, because the mechanical front wheel drive is coming out of it anyway. We need to pop the harness out of the little grommets here. Bam, just like that. Trying to see, there's another one I thought. Where the hell is it at? I can't see it. Can't tell what the situation is here. What is the situation? There it goes. Okay. There goes the clip. It come off the harness bar. I can finagle that back on there. I'm certain that I have the technology. And then get this one off and then pull the harness on up. Well, let me find my other light here, guys. I've been laying underneath this thing. Got the mechanical front wheel drive off, so something's happened. You know, the park paw's not broke, but there's something going on with it to where it's not pushing it. Where's my bar? I'd show you, but it's not up against the gear. It's not staying in. Something, this spring here is supposed to hold it off there and help it. But there's another one that should shove it up against that overcomes that spring. I got a train out here or something? What's going on? Oh, I bet Dave came by in his hay truck and honked his horn. But I mean, regardless, we haven't wasted a bunch of time. You still gotta pull this all out of there to get that off. So something in this control mechanism here is bad, dumping all our pressure, or something's broken there somewhere. But we still got to pull, we still got to pull everything loose back here and pull the diff lock out of it. And obviously there's something majorly wrong with the diff lock in it, so we got a long ways to go. I'm getting there. I got to get this, got to get the park lock. It's kind of released. I mean, there's really, to be honest with you, usually you can grab something and pull this linkage back, but there's really no need to, because it's staying, the park lock's not engaged. But I do need to get a screwdriver and get the clip and get the cable off. That's not coming very easily. And you shouldn't be able to move that easily by hand or something. Something's broke inside there. Now pull the clip. Don't lose the clip. this thing out of there. What do is just take it, just fold it back in there, pop the clip back on. That there, now that that's completely out of there. Anyways, the filter housing's all screwed up. Somebody had rounded it off, and I had to beat a socket on there that was smaller than what. So it's gonna get a new filter housing if I can get one. Let's get a cap and put on that. Let's see. Should be one of these, I think. Nope, bigger. One of these. Can't get my fingers in there. I mean, all this PTO's gonna have to come off, and I guarantee you the finals and everything, something's going on with the diff lock in it. All right, well, we'll start getting all these bolts out. 17 millimeter. There's gonna be 2 up under here. Up inside. But yeah, that thing's not even against the... Yeah, it's not even against the park gear. Something should be pushing that out against the park gear. Something went to shit in there. So those 2 bolts there need to come out. Those 2 there hold that bearing retainer and all that shit on the end, so don't need to worry about those 2 yet, unless we find something else once we're in there. But thankfully, it looks like to me, you know, I was hoping that the pinion and stuff wasn't going to be damaged from the park ball being slammed in or something. So thankfully, I think we'll be in the clear there. All right, so I got it out. The way these work, something's broke in there. This little cam will turn up, and the, you know, right now it should be in park. This should be out. This should be rotated up against the roller, pushing this out. And I can move this lever with a crescent wrench, and this never moves. So something's screwed up in there. Oh. I couldn't remember which I should have got the book out and seen which ones I had to pull off. But anyway, it's all going to come apart anyway, see what's going on with it. Curiosity is overwhelming me. Something's busted. That thing just went into park. It just went into park when I pried on it right there. Yeah, it just shoved it over in the park. That's weird. See, here's something in here. It's a roll pin, or what is that? Broken roll pin. I see a roll pin sticking out right there. Okay, so there's what happened. They did slam it in park and broke the roll pin. Luckily that broke. But I'm trying to figure out why the lube pressure must have damaged this block. You can see where it hit right here. I'm wondering, with no you know, with this not being lined up and this getting, obviously, see, how did this hit here? That's what's not making much sense. What hit right there to cause that? So I'm just wondering if this bore is damaged. Where the piston is, you know, causing the low lube pressure. I bet with that not being hooked up, I mean, there's a giant spring inside that. I guess a guy could pull this out, see what it looks like. So the spring's got it out, right? The spring's forcing it out. With that being gone and you putting it in, out, putting it in gear, obviously it's going to move this way, right? Because it's the spring. Spring's on this end, it's forcing this back. So when you put oil to it, it's got to go this way. So with nothing hooked to it, was it over stroking and causing a low lube pressure? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to take this apart. I'd like to find the cause of low lube pressure for the park lock. I gotta beat this roll pin out of here and put the new roll pin in. I think for due diligence, we're probably gonna replace this block. But we know the diff lock, so we know the diff lock dumps the pressure really bad on it. So we still got a long ways to go. We still got to pull we got to pull the finals off and then pull the PTO out of it, and then probably pull the rear end out to get to the diff lock and see what's wrong with it. Well guys, I'll have to keep you posted on this. Tomorrow I'm gonna come in, pull this big Allen head plug, pull that piston out of there, and see if I can see anything that's completely, you know, I'd like to save them some money if I can, but I don't want to have to redo the whole thing again. I mean, I see this big booger here where something hit in there. And my worry about when you've put that much force on and you break a roll pin like that on a piece of this casting metal shit like this, I mean, is it gonna break once you get going again, you know, and you put a little tension on it? Obviously they were pretty rough on it, so yeah, it still doesn't explain our low lube pressure for park. I mean, the only other thing, it's got to be in here. This is the whole park lock system is right here. So we'll disassemble this. It's got to be something. I don't know if the piston was overstroking because, you know, it was putting oil to it and it couldn't stop because it just kept going. I don't know. All right, well, I'm whipped. I got to put all these tools up, and I got a Western Star. I got to go put a radiator in the morning. Then I'll come in and start messing with this again. But I'm gonna take this apart further to see if what I need to order. I need to get the parts coming, and then I'll probably just throw it back on there and put some bolts in it. And I'll go outside and pressure wash this off out here. I ain't too worried about getting this wet in here, and most of this is just a park paw and stuff back in here. The IVT part of the transmission, the hydrostatic parts right up here. There are some packs back in here for the range side of the transmission. But now that should turn out of park just like that. Now it's out of park. Now here is park. Yep. Alrighty. Okay, Josie, I'm gonna get stuff picked up.